Our next example, solve the triangle. We're going to round the lengths to 1 digit after the decimal. So round to 1 decimal place. And so when I say this, I mean 1 decimal place to the nearest tenth. And we're given angle T is 90. Angle P is 14 degrees. And lowercase p is 200. And so we're asked to solve the triangle. So let's see. So there's 90. That's given 90. Angle P is 14 degrees, and lowercase p is given to be 200. So that's the given information in green. And what is left for us to find? Well, what's left? The other angle is angle D, right, as in delta. What other sides do we have? We have side lowercase d, delta. We have side lowercase t, tango. So those are the 3 values we need to find. Remember, d and t, we want one digit after the decimal point. This is same song, next stanza from our previous problem. The tool we're going to be using here is our good friend SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent is opposite over adjacent. And remember, the rule is, if possible, use only given information. If possible, use only given information. So angle D is easy. The angle is they have to be, these 2 angles must add to 90. So my solution says angle D is 90 minus 14, which I believe is 76 degrees. Right? And there's not much more than that. So we're 1/3 done. It doesn't matter what order, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with D. Okay, so from the perspective of angle P, look at our 2 players. The desired side is D. The given side is lowercase p, right? P, Papa. So we have opposite, we have adjacent. From the perspective of P, we have opposite and adjacent. So which one of these functions involves opposite and adjacent? I believe that's tangent. So tangent involves opposite and adjacent. So all you need to do is write it out. Tangent of the angle is opposite over adjacent. Just write it out. Tangent of the angle is 14 degrees. Is equal to opposite, which is the 200, over adjacent, which is what we don't know. So again, the given information is in green. The given information is in green. Cross multiply, set them equal, and solve. Cross multiply this way is the 200 is equal to, don't know yet, times tangent 14 degrees. I don't really need those outside parentheses, but there it is. Solve for D, right? Solve for D. So this implies that if I divide both sides by tangent 14 degrees, 200 divided by the tangent of 14 degrees is equal to what we're looking for. Divide both sides by tangent 14 degrees. Now at this point, go to the calculator. After you have solved for this value, let's go to the calculator. So I have 200 divided by tangent of 14 degrees. And what I have is 802.156. We want 1 digit after the decimal. So round. Remember, 0 through 4 rounds down, 5 through 9 rounds up. So this 5 causes this to be, our value we're going to use is 802.2. And again, we don't care what the units are. All right. So we found lowercase p, we found lowercase d. What's left is to find lowercase t. Again, always go back to the given information. Always go back to the given. from a perspective of 14 degrees, given is 200, desired is hypotenuse. Given is opposite, desired is hypotenuse. Opposite, hypotenuse. Which function involves opposite hypotenuse? Opposite hypotenuse. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Once you have that, just write it down. Just say it and write it. Sine, so I'm now finding lowercase t. We know sine of 14 degrees. I might as well maintain my color scheme. Sine of 14 degrees, right? Sine of 14 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is don't know yet. All right? You have a fraction. Well, you don't yet, but now you do. You have a fraction equal to a fraction. Cross multiply, set them equal, and solve. I'm going to run out of space, so I'm going to steal some room up here on my board. So what do we have here? Cross multiply. Here you get 200 is equal to cross multiply t times sine of 14 degrees. We want to solve for t. That means you divide both sides by sine of 14 degrees. So 200 over sine of 14 degrees is equal to the t we want, and we want to round to one digit after the decimal point. Let's go to the calculator. What do we have here? We have 200 divided by the sine of 14 degrees, and what I have is 826 point, I have 713, and I'm going to use 826, round that to the one decimal point, one decimal place, 826.7, and it's all over but the shouting. 0.7. All right? I think if you keep your wits about you, no SOHCAHTOA, only use given information. If possible, sometimes it's not possible, then that's fine. But if it's possible, you should only use given information. Don't use rounded information to find things. Only use given information. And then you choose the appropriate function based upon what side is desired and what side is given. What side is desired, what side is given. Choose the appropriate function. Just say it and write it. Cross multiply, set them equal and solve, and round to whatever you're told to round. Right? Our rule of thumb is, unless you are explicitly told otherwise, and very often you will be, but unless you are specifically told otherwise, use 4 decimal places. If you're specifically told otherwise, as we were here, then use that many decimal places as is desired.